Nestled in the northeastern corner of South America, the Guianas, comprising Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana, stand as one of the most enigmatic and distinctive regions on Earth. Bordering Brazil and Venezuela, these three territories share little cultural or historical affinity with their South American neighbors, instead forging a unique identity shaped by ancient geology, colonial legacies, and remarkable cultural diversity. What sets the Guianas apart? From their awe-inspiring landscapes to their vibrant multicultural societies, the Guianas offer a captivating story of isolation, resilience, and global convergence. This exploration delves into their geography, history, and modern significance, revealing why the Guianas are a region unlike any other. The Guiana Shield, a geological marvel. The Guianas span a combined area of approximately 468,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of California or Sweden. Situated on the South American plate along the Atlantic Ocean's northern edge, the region is physically and geologically isolated from the rest of the continent by the Guiana Shield, a Precambrian geological formation dating back over 2 billion years. This ancient shield, shaped by unique tectonic and erosional processes, creates a natural barrier that has preserved the Guiana's distinct character and limited interaction with neighboring South American countries. The Guiana Shield is renowned for its extraordinary topography, most notably the Tepuis, massive tabletop mountains with sheer vertical cliffs that dominate western Guyana's Guiana highlands. These geological giants, unique to the region, rise dramatically from the surrounding landscape, creating a surreal, almost alien vista. The shield's rugged terrain, coupled with dense rainforests covering 80–90% of the Guianas, has rendered the interior largely inaccessible to human development. This pristine wilderness, one of the least inhabited regions on Earth, is a biodiversity hotspot, home to countless species of flora and fauna found nowhere else. In stark contrast to the rainforest, the Guianas feature savannas, such as the Rupununi savanna in southwestern Guyana, which stretches toward Brazil. These flat, open landscapes, reminiscent of African plains, add an unexpected ecological diversity to the region. A complex network of rivers and streams crisscrosses the rainforest, all flowing northward to the Atlantic. The Essequibo River, Guyana's largest, originates near the Brazilian border and traverses the country's entire length, emptying into the ocean near the capital, Georgetown. These waterways, while critical to the ecosystem, are notoriously difficult to navigate due to unpredictable rapids and sandbars at their mouths, further isolating the interior. The region's soil, saturated by the extensive river network, is soft and marshy, making overland travel nearly impossible. As a result, human settlement is concentrated along the Atlantic coast, where a series of canals constructed centuries ago regulate water flow and stabilize the soil for construction. The coastal capitals, Georgetown, Guyana, Paramaribo, Suriname, and Cayenne, French Guiana, owe their existence to this engineered landscape, which provides the only viable environment for large-scale habitation. This coastal focus shapes the Guyana's identity, tying them more closely to the Atlantic and the Caribbean than to the South American interior. A history forged by isolation. The Guyana's challenging geography has profoundly shaped their historical trajectory. Long before European contact, indigenous groups, including the Arawak and Carib peoples, inhabited the region, with evidence of human presence dating back thousands of years. These communities navigated the rivers and coastal areas, likely maintaining trade and cultural connections with the Caribbean islands to the north. This mobility fostered a pluralistic culture, blending indigenous traditions with Caribbean influences. The Arawak named the region the Land of Many Waters, a fitting description that persists in the etymology of Guyana. European exploration began with Christopher Columbus, who sighted the Guianas in 1498 but did not land due to the region's formidable terrain. It was not until 1594 that Sir Walter Raleigh, a British explorer, conducted a thorough exploration, sparking European interest in the region. By the 17th century, three European powers, Britain, France, and the Netherlands, established colonies along the Atlantic coast, drawn by the potential for trade and agriculture. Britain founded British Guiana, now Guyana. The Dutch established Dutch Guiana, now Suriname, and France created French Guiana. Spain and Portugal, who had divided the Western Hemisphere under the 1494 Treaty of Tordesillas, claimed adjacent territories, now parts of Venezuela and Brazil's Amapá state, but largely ignored the Guianas due to their inaccessibility. The Spanish decision to bypass the Guianas allowed the British, French, and Dutch to colonize the region with minimal resistance. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, these powers competed fiercely, with the Guianas frequently changing hands amid wars. The 1814 Treaty of London finally stabilized the region, formalizing each country's territorial claims and ending the conflicts. The European colonies centered on sugar plantations, which relied heavily on enslaved labor. The transatlantic slave trade brought an estimated 10 to 15 million Africans to the Americas, with a significant number arriving in the Guianas. At its peak, the African population outnumbered Europeans 3-1, creating a demographic distinct from other South American colonies. Enslaved Africans and indigenous peoples, forced to work together on plantations, forged a new Afro-Caribbean culture, blending African, Caribbean, and native traditions. This cultural fusion laid the foundation for the Guyana's modern identity. The abolition of slavery by Britain in 1833, France in 1848, and the Netherlands in 1873 marked a significant shift. To sustain the sugar industry, the colonial powers introduced indentured servants from India, China, Java, and other regions. These laborers, though granted more rights than enslaved people, endured harsh conditions, further enriching the Guyana's cultural tapestry. The influx of diverse populations transformed the region into a global crossroads, a legacy that endures today. A cultural crossroads. With a combined population of approximately 1.7 million, the Guianas are among the most ethnically and culturally diverse regions on Earth. Guyana, the largest and most populous at 214,000 square kilometers and over 800,000 people, is South America's only English-speaking country, a reflection of its British colonial past. Suriname, the smallest independent nation in the region, at 163,000 square kilometers and 632,000 people, is the world's only country with Dutch as its sole official language. French Guiana, an overseas department of France, spans 84,000 square kilometers and has 290,000 residents who use the euro and hold EU citizenship. This unique status makes Brazil's 730-kilometer border with French Guiana the longest land border France shares with any country outside Europe. The Guiana's demographics are a testament to their colonial history. In Guyana and Suriname, people of Indian descent, tracing their roots to indentured servants from the Indian subcontinent, form the largest ethnic group, comprising a significant portion of the population. Large communities of African, European, Chinese, and Indonesian descent also thrive, alongside indigenous groups of mixed native and Caribbean ancestry, often referred to as Amerindians. In French Guiana, people of African descent predominate, but the region hosts a diverse mix of ethnicities, including European, indigenous, and Asian groups. This diversity is vividly expressed in the region's cultural traditions. Suriname's capital, Paramaribo, is a culinary melting pot, offering dishes that blend African, Asian, European, and Caribbean flavors. Festivals like Diwali and Mashup in Guyana celebrate its Indian and African heritage, while French Guiana's Creole traditions and French influences create a unique Euro-Caribbean identity. The Guyana's cultural alignment with the Caribbean is so strong that Guyana and Suriname are members of CARICOM, Caribbean Community and Common Market, fostering economic and social ties with Caribbean nations. This affiliation underscores their closer connection to the islands than to mainland South America, setting them apart from their geographic neighbors, the Guianas in the modern era. In the 21st century, the Guianas' geography and history continue to shape their identity and development. Suriname, with 90% of its land covered by rainforest, holds the title of the world's most heavily forested country, making it a premier destination for ecotourism. Visitors are drawn to the Guiana Shield's tepuis, savannas, and pristine jungles, which offer a rare glimpse into untouched natural beauty. Guyana is experiencing a transformative economic shift, with recent offshore oil discoveries positioning it as an emerging oil producer. This newfound wealth promises to reshape the country's future, though it raises concerns about environmental sustainability. French Guiana, as a French territory, benefits from EU investment and serves as the launch site for the European Space Agency's Ariane rockets, adding a high-tech dimension to its identity. Despite their small populations, the Guianas face challenges common to diverse societies, including balancing economic growth with environmental preservation and addressing social inequalities rooted in their colonial past. The region's isolation, once a barrier to development, has preserved its ecological and cultural uniqueness, making it a compelling case study in resilience and adaptation. The Guianas' ability to maintain their distinct character while embracing global influences highlights their role as a microcosm of cultural convergence. Why the Guianas are unique. The Guianas' distinctiveness stems from their rejection by Spanish colonizers, who deemed the region too difficult to conquer. Had Spain claimed the Guianas, their history might have aligned with that of other South American nations, dominated by Hispanic culture and language. Instead, the British, Dutch, and French shaped a region that looks northward to the Caribbean and eastward to Europe, Africa, and Asia. The Guianas are not South American in the conventional sense. They are a cultural crossroads, embodying Caribbean vibrancy, Indian traditions, African resilience, and European legacies. The region's challenging geography, its tepuis, dense rainforest, and treacherous rivers, created a natural fortress that preserved its uniqueness. This isolation allowed the Guianas to evolve into a melting pot of humanity, where diverse cultures coexist in a landscape that defies easy categorization. The Guianas are a testament to the power of environment and history to shape identity, offering a glimpse into a world where diversity thrives in the most unexpected places. Their story is one of improbability. A region once overlooked has become a vibrant mosaic, distinct from South America, yet deeply connected to the global community. The Guianas, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana are a region of extraordinary contrasts. Their ancient geology, from the towering tepuis to the vast rainforest, has shaped a landscape that is both isolating and awe-inspiring. Their history, marked by European colonization and global migration, has created a cultural tapestry that blends African, Indian, European, and indigenous influences. In the modern era, the Guianas stand at a crossroads, balancing economic potential with environmental stewardship and celebrating their diversity as a source of strength. Far from being a forgotten corner of South America, the Guianas are a vibrant, singular region, a testament to the enduring interplay of geography, history, and human resilience.